Okay, so to start, my name is Tammy Walker. I'm a food and nutrition student for the University of Alabama. Good Lord willing, I will graduate in December. So today I am just doing a workshop. It's a very brief nutrition education class. And we're just going to talk about fat because everybody knows that teenagers love to snack, right? I mean, we're a snacking group of people, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about fat, and then we're going to look at these goodies on the table, and we're going to figure out which would be a healthier choice for us to eat. And then after we do that, then you'll get to partake in those. So if you're good, follow along, play along nice, you get to eat. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is ask you a couple of questions. One thing is, do you think all fats are the same?
No.
Good, you guys are smart. I know a lot of you have taken chemistry, so you're probably ready for me. All right, what about, do you think all fats are bad?
No.
No, very good. You guys are great. No, all fats are not bad. All right, so let's dig in and see if you guys are right? Because maybe some of them are bad, I don't know. So let's see. All right, so those of you that had chemistry, anybody remember what a triglyceride is? Anybody?
It's like sugar.
You're on the right track. That will convert and be stored. Right, it's a type of fat. Very good, right? This is a fat workshop. So triglycerides, okay. High triglyceride levels, okay? They make, you guys bear with me. Let's pretend this is an artery, okay? And there's the little round ending, okay? All right. So high triglyceride levels, they make the walls of our arteries get thick, right? And so this hole where blood is flowing through gets smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Does that sound like a good thing or a bad thing?
Okay.
It's a bad thing, right? Okay. So why are we talking about this now, right? We're teenagers. Well, because later in life, I don't see the eraser, I'll use my cane. Later in life, this could lead to some bad stuff, like heart attack or stroke, something like that. So it's good that we know this now, thank you, because we're building our habits now, right? I mean, statistics show us that whatever kind of eating habits we're developing in late high school and in college life, that's going to be how we eat most likely. Unless something major happens to us, like a heart attack or a stroke, and we have to start eating differently. All right, so we've all heard of saturated fat, right? You guys have heard of saturated fat. Any food package you pick up, you're going to flip it over and say saturated fat. Well, so what? What is saturated fat? Okay, well, saturated fats, they contain triglycerides, right? The guy we were talking about a while ago that's not fun for us. All right, so, excuse me, and, sorry. All right, so our triglycerides, inside of them, they have saturated fatty acids, okay? That's getting down even smaller, okay? You guys probably have heard of fatty acid. People talk about them all the time now, getting omega-3s and things like that. Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. The biggest thing I want you to get from all of this, okay, if you forget everything else I'm saying, I want you to remember this, okay, is that saturated fats at room temperature are solid, okay? So pretend this is our little friend, saturated fat, right? He's solid at room temperature, right? You can put him on top of your baked potato, right? Woohoo! And melt it, right? And it'll run all down the potato. But then guess what's going to happen as it cools off? It's going to turn back to a solid. Yuck. Well, what's that going to do inside of our body? It's going to do the same thing. And it's going to build, and it's going to build, and it's going to build. Okay, so inside of our body, like we said, it's just going to build and build and build. So it's not so great, right? There's good news. Okay, you said you're never eating butter again. There's good news for you, Grace. Unsaturated fatty acids. Let's put a big "un" in front of it. Unsaturated fatty acids. They're liquid. Yay, they're liquid at room temperature. Pretend that's liquid. Okay, they're liquid at room temperature. So how are they going to look in our body? Not like this. We're going to be nice and open like we're supposed to be. So you get one of the not real butters that's made from something like soy or something like that, and they're going to be better for you. They're going to have what we call fatty acids, right? But they're going to have the good ones that we want, our omega-3s, our omega-6s, okay? So, briefly, and this has been very brief, I know, we've shown you that all fats are not the same, right? We have our butter that clogs, right? Our saturated fatty acids, and then we have our unsaturated, which are our friends, our unsaturated fatty acids, okay, that help us, right? So we're going to talk about that, just one more little swoop here. Triglycerides, saturated fats, trans fats. Everybody's heard of trans fats on the news. Everybody knows they're bad, right? Okay, so all of your fats, saturated fat, trans fat, triglyceride, we don't want a lot of them, right? We want to try to limit them. Our unsaturated fatty acids, our friends here, okay? Omega-3, omega-6, monounsaturated, polyunsaturated. Those are our friendly fats. Yay, they're our friendly fats. They say eat me, okay, because fat actually does some good things for us, okay, which I think I skipped a little while ago, and I did. Alright, so our fatty acids, like we said, our omega-3 and our omega-6, they rebuild and create new cells. Sounds good, right? Say you've been sick, you're down, say you broke a leg, you know, we're rebuilding, right? Everything's rebuilding, okay? Our good fat, our happy fat, is good for that stuff. They help produce hormones, right? We're teenagers, we're all hormonal. I'm not, y'all are teenagers. Yeah, you don't want any more hormones. Some of them you need those. Some of them are good hormones. They're part of our body functions. And guess what? Our unsaturated fats, they help to lower the saturated fats, our triglycerides. They help to lower the bad guys. So they're pretty good to eat, right? So here's what we're going to do. Okay, everybody sees we have all these snacks. Sure.
What are they?
What are they?
Unsaturated fats.
Okay, our unsaturated fats are like our omega-3 and omega...
I mean, like, what are some examples?
Okay, so there's things that are liquid at room temperature, like instead of butter, olive oil.
Ooh.
Yeah, very good substitute. Very easy substitute, right? Instead of slapping the butter in the pan, put a little bit of oil in the pan. Okay? Alright, so now here's where the work comes in. Alright, if you guys see on the table, there's lots of snacks on the table. I want everybody to pick up at least one package. Everybody pick up salt shakes.
No, you don't.
Like nuts.
Great. And some of them you're immediately probably going to grab and think, ooh, I'm going to win. Okay? So the first thing I want you to do,
Oh, yeah.
let's look at how many saturated fats you have, right? You know, you have total fat, then under it you're going to have saturated fat. Does anybody have zero? That has zero. Grace, Caroline, Hannah.
They're like
Unsaturated? Saturated fat.
Saturated zero.
Saturated fat.
No,
0 grams. You're loaded in them. Becca's got 6 grams of saturated fat. Everybody thinks we want Becca's snack? No, we don't want Becca's snack.
Good job.
Okay, we're sorry. We love you, but we don't want your snack. All right, let's go down one more level, okay? We've kind of figured out where our healthier as far as saturated fat goes. Does anybody have the extra good friends of monounsaturated fat
I have
or
them.
polyunsaturated fat?
of those.
I had 3 and 5.
Oh,
6 grams. Can anybody beat 6 grams of unsaturated fat?
Well, I have 5 and 3, which makes 8, which is winning.
3 and 3, so 6.
Okay.
I have 5 and 3, so I have 8.
5 and 3. All right. Which one's your 5?
The monosaturated.
Okay, and then you've got polyunsaturated. 3. Okay, and what about saturated fat?
1 gram.
1 gram. So you're doing really good here.
I'm winning. I
And
always
you're
win.
doing good too. You've got 3.5 and then 6. So you guys are really close there. Sarah Grace, what about our banana chips? How did they look? Because you probably immediately thought, oh, banana chips are going to be healthy.
I said they were going to be healthy.
All right, do you have saturated fat? How much?
9 grams.
9 grams.
I just said they were going to be healthy. I said they were going to be delicious.
Okay, so here's what I want to challenge you to do, okay? When you're at home, we're not gonna get crazy and tell you have to go buy raw everything. We're gonna do something doable. At home, in your pantry, the food you already have. When you go home today and you're digging for a snack, pick up 2 choices. Just pick any 2 of them, okay? 2 things you're thinking, I might want this or I might want this.
Cheetos and Doritos.
Even if it is Cheetos and Doritos, you have to start
They're
somewhere.
both gonna kill you with carbs. If you're going for fat, you'll figure it out.
Flip them over. See which one has more saturated fat. Pick the one with less saturated fat. Or if they happen to have monounsaturated or polyunsaturated, those are extra good. Let's pick those. So that's your first challenge, okay? Then your second challenge, next time you go to the store, if any of you guys go to the store and help shop. No? If you do, you go in the gas station to get a snack, right? You're out and you're hungry. Alright? There again, I don't know if I want to eat these or I want to eat these. Flip them over. Let that help make your decision. Does that sound doable? Yeah? Okay.
Does not sound
Did we learn anything new here today?
Do you want less saturated fats and less trans fats?
Very good.
More polyunsaturated, more monounsaturated.
Perfect. Yes, that is your take home. That is your takeaway. There's some papers on the table if anybody wants one to help them remember. Sounds good? Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all are welcome to dig in and enjoy your snack.
I know, I'm like, can I have this?